I heard that Dr. Nancy Kennedy up there, she grew up in Lawrenceburg.
Oh, okay.
She's passed,
She
entrance to
Whitewater?
In our packet of
I
information,
saw that.
last month, we didn't get
He's
the
in the same
minutes.
office.
Yeah, he's good, man.
But I wanted to-
He made her and she is.
Yeah, you pull back and there was.
So, I mean, I don't
I
know,
like Larson.
Yeah. I went
Well,
to him.
you know,
Like any coffee or something.
like on my class, like, you know, we didn't get them.
yeah.
He tells you straight.
Yeah,
He in my packet, nobody else got them.
I'll see if
We
he's got.
supposed to got them out this
I'll
time.
try her.
Went in there one time,
Well,
he said,
that
what's
new log
wrong? I
cabin's
said,
on
I was
the
out
right
late
hand
last
side,
night.
you're almost across the end.
Well, cricket's clear. I got a bag or place. He says, you want a shot of vitamin B?
But
I said, no, sir. I said, I don't want any shots or anything. I just gotta pay my dues.
He's got pretty good.
He said, boy, you look
In fact, there's a lot of that stuff comes in up there, I think, up there.
He said, well, how old should be? I said, probably except for this animal.
That's good.
That was 10 years ago.
Kenwood, Norwood, down.
yeah, he's a good guy.
Yes, he is.
I tell him, I used to have a problem with my knees. I used to be a cement finisher. And I went to him, I ordered some pills, what I call Alleviate. And he said, them damn thing, the women got cramps. I said, let me tell you, I said, I don't care what you say. The only thing I know is my knees is hurting. And since I've been taking them pills, they haven't been hurting, so I'm taking them.
Yeah, like I said, I used to go, I got one younger, doctor.
You been in
Dr.
business?
Kennedy, she's younger than me, and I figured she'd do
He's been down here.
So, I don't know if Pearson will.
Yeah, he's been having a lot of problems with his knee.
Well, I know, he,
Still like a little.
did he talk you into wearing those New Balance shoes?
No,
You ever mention them?
yeah, he mentioned them.
I went out and bought some,
On the creek.
and they're wide, but they're the most uncomfortable. You know what the most comfortable shoes I got now? These old boots I get those Dr. Scholl insoles. And I swear to God, I swear by these, because they support my ankles. And I've had some bad, you know.
That's what you got already.
And,
No, we need October.
These old.
This is September.
Dr.
Wait a minute.
Scholl's.
We're in October
They're
now.
better than any gym shoe.
Hey, Paul, which minutes didn't we get? Was that the August meeting?
Yeah, the last meeting was.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
before
yeah.
the last meeting.
Okay, how many copies of this? How many copies do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Six of us.
Comes Joe.
Yeah, there comes both of them, boy, we can go now.
There we go.
We'll see you this weekend. Oh. Well, Jimmy will see you.
Jimmy will be in.
Jimmy be in.
Yeah.
I gotta get out of here, I gotta go.
Do you have water in your nose? Okay, good. Big one.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Not too bad.
Hey,
Dennis, how
Doc,
about
how you
yourself?
doing, bud?
All right, man. About to freeze to death. I hate winter already.
Dennis, Albert and I had to go back to Cincinnati.
And went around.
Did you get across the ferry?
I went across the ferry.
Did they close at 5 o'clock?
I don't think so. My gosh, I wouldn't, there were cars backed up. When I was down there, I was on the bike, when I was down there was cars backed, well, I don't know. I would say 100 yards down Route 8 towards,
Like I said, Albert, I want to go home. And
I don't think they closed it that early. I don't know what their hours are, though. I don't.
We got home about 6:15 by going back to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And then Albert wanted to go back out to, up towards 74. I said, it'll be just, we came down River Road.
Yeah,
It was
River
a-
Road.
It was a little long, but I
Yeah,
don't think that bridge opened until about 6:30 or something.
I know. I went down coming from west to east on 8. I got on the first ferry when it came over, the big one. The old one was going towards Ohio, and the big one, the newer one, was coming towards Kentucky. And when they unloaded, they didn't let the car in front of me on, but they motioned for me to come down with the bike because, they could fit me on. I was the last one on the Ohio-bound ferry. I thought about you guys, and I wondered if that ever opened, but I talked to Jennifer. I got my hair cut, and I was talking to Jennifer, and she had been talking to Pinhead, and she said you guys had to drive around.
Pinhead didn't get over that.
Well, obviously, he must be waiting for the bridge to open up, don't you think?
Or something else.
Or something else.
Thank you.
6:01. We're getting our minutes from the last meeting, so we're getting in good shape here.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, it is 6:01. Actually, that clock is fast, but it is 6:01. So we'll call the meeting to order of the October 23rd meeting of the Board of Zoning Appeals. And we will take roll call.
Dennis Folke,
Present?
Tom Rogers.
Here.
Paul Seymour Sr.,
Present.
Tom Ganaway,
Here.
Don Anderson,
Present?
Joe Johns.
Here.
Mike Clark is absent. I'm filling in for him tonight.
Okay, all right. Did Mike send you with any additions for,
Just the minutes I just handed you.
okay. So these were the minutes from,
In September, where there was no quorum.
a previous meeting that we had. And we did not have a quorum to continue that September 4th meeting. And so we, is this the next meeting from that meeting?
This is the one from the August meeting.
That's
Dennis, that we
August.
did.
August and September, but did we not approve those?
No, we didn't have them.
We didn't have them to approve. Okay,
The last meeting was the September meeting,
yeah, okay, yeah, the September 25th meeting, that's right.
and those should be in your packet.
Okay, yes, they are. All right, so, the first order of business then for this evening would be, since these minutes have just now been distributed from the August 27th meeting, if you all could review those and check to see if there's any additions or corrections to those minutes, and if not, do we have a motion for acceptance? Mr. Anderson
I
made a
second it.
motion to accept, and second it by Mr. Rogers. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Yeah, that was Tom Ganaway, I'm sorry for the second. All right, that clears up that, then I think we're back on track and on schedule now. So that would bring us to the minutes, of the September 25th meeting. Have you all had a chance to review those? Those were in your packet. And if there's any additions or corrections that need to be made to those minutes?
All for motion, we accept the minutes.
All right.
Second.
We've had a motion and a second to approve the September 25th minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Minutes are accepted. All right. And the staff report was just those minutes, so we don't have anything additional?
Nothing
Okay.
additional.
All right. Well, the new business we have in front of us this evening, then, is Mr. Carpenter of Carpenter Signs presented to the Planning Commission earlier this month for some changes to the signage. And if they're here representing that, if you'd like to make a presentation, please do so.
I'm Bob Carpenter with Carpenter Sign Service out of Cleves, Ohio, and we're here for the Mattress and Furniture Express. The issue being that there's a 40 square foot per store square foot limit to signage, and we applied for a variance due to the fact that that's not sufficient for any of the stores there. According to Mike Clark, virtually every store in there has had to have a variance in order to have what the signage they need. The Family Dollar store is like at 95 square feet. GNC is at 45, the Cleaners, 45. New China Buffet is at 68. And the former tenant for our space, Fashion Bug, was at 160 square feet. Since these variances do not carry on to the new tenant, we were forced to apply for a new variance and so forth. And ours is well under that, as you can see by the drawings and so forth. And it was put up kind of inadvertently on my part because I've been dealing with Mike Clark for a long time. He was on vacation, and the secretary told me that it would be approved in 5 minutes after Mike saw it. And the customer was in the process of opening and so forth, and I took it upon myself to put the sign up, and I apologize for that. But I was confident at that time we would have a permit before the thing went up. The sign that in question there is 100 square foot, so it's like 60 square feet under what the former tenant had for the same space. And we feel that this is basically what's needed for visibility, especially since you view it from the high bridge going in. That's the only place it's viewed from for prospective customers.
I think you spoke when at planning how you had a double frontage anyway for the square footage inside, didn't you? It was.
Well, their frontage would allow them to have like 160 square feet.
Yeah.
Because they have they took the same space that Fashion Bug had.
Yeah.
And the formula allows a 1.5 square foot per each linear foot. So they would have had enough to have that much. But there's also a side thing that says, but no sign shall be over 40 square feet.
Right. Okay. I think the photographs that he has here are pretty self-explanatory. Are there any questions from the board? Mr. Carpenter? Anybody in the audience have anything additional to add? No? Okay. Then I would think we would want to ask for a motion of finding of fact.
So moved.
Second.
I second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to have finding of fact. Joe?
The grant not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, or general welfare of the community because it will directly be proportional to the other signage in the shopping center and surrounding properties. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner because the adjacent sites have been developed for commercial uses that might benefit from the increased traffic associated with installing the proposed sign. The strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property because strict application of the code would require the business to use signage which would be difficult to identify from the street. Any variance requested represents the smallest deviation possible because it allows the business to have signage which conforms with other tenants in the shopping center. The approval of this application for variance is not based upon legally existing non-conforming uses in the same zoning district nor permitted uses in other districts.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept finding of fact?
So moved.
A second?
Second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept the finding of fact. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. If there are no other questions, is there a motion to grant the variance appeal?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to grant the variance appeal. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved, granted.
I thank y'all. Is there a waiting period of so many days before I can get the permit?
Give the office a call tomorrow.
Oh, that's fine. No, it's just some places they've got like a 10-day grace period or whatever that you have to
This was
wait.
this was your final review right here.
Okay, thank you all for your consideration.
We got it.
Appreciate your time.
All right, thank you, Mr. Carpenter. Okay.
And Joe, do you have them sign the finding of fact?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right
we're getting it right now. Is there any old business? I believe we kind of took care of the old business first.
Here, your minutes, yeah.
That's all right. We got the minutes from that approved. You got enough signatures. And I don't have any other old business to bring forward. So I would accept a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second?
I second that motion.
Motion is made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Meeting's adjourned.
11
Don't you guys know I get paid by the minute?
On my
Stretch these meetings out a little bit.
It keeps coming up, do you want
They run-
iCloud?
They run too quick.
Yeah,
They're great at it.
I keep hitting it and it keeps coming up.
Well, you know, see, we get paid the same whether they last 2
Yeah,
it should be at
hours
7:30.
or 2 minutes.
See, I prefer a 2-hour meeting.
They're usually
Or,
here,
Oh, well, we need more variances, you know, and more discussion. And
They got.
I tell you,
Yeah, I know, I read that on the.
hey, if you work with Mr. Seymour down here just a little bit, you might be able to butter him up. 'Cause
Yeah.
he
Just
normally
start
has
having to
more
bring him
discussion.
sketch
I can't have that.
I'll ask somebody else to take up one.
hey,
You know,
here you go, Jim.
I don't pay much attention to it either, but I do know that.
I left, the last time I was down here using my phone for the clock, I left my phone lay here. Had to come back the next day to get it.
Well, I'll get back up on the hill, try to find some place warm.
Good for you.
I can't talk my wife into turning the furnace on. She says,